So you just reported third quarter earnings that beat estimates. Of course, we have a huge demand right now. What are you seeing on the ground, especially, say, from China?
Yeah, we see a very firm demand for pulp. You know, at the end of our value chain, you see products that are staple products like toilet paper or towels, where the demand is very resilient to economic situation. So we see a very good demand, and we had this year a series of events on supply that led the market to be very tight, and that's why the prices have been very high for a while right now, and we see that the situation may stay that way for a couple more months.
That means that pulp prices will continue to soar. We have seen, of course, COVID-0 really hurting those supply disruptions as you talk about.
Yeah, the supply disruptions are not really, the supply disruptions related to the supply chain are one of the effects, but others are related to problems with plants and unexpected downtimes that we see around the world, maybe as a consequence of not proper maintenance being done during the COVID time that we're seeing today. So part of the production has been, not being performing, and therefore you have a tight supply and demand that favors the prices. So you have a combination of good demand and supply disruption.
And of course, we have political uncertainty with the elections coming up in 2 days, and we have seen that reaction in the Brazilian real as well. You market overseas. That's where you get most of your revenue. Has that affected you at all?
Yeah, it affects because we are a company, as an exporter, we have dollar revenues, and our cost base is basically in the local currency. So the devaluation is a positive to us, but we have a long-term hedging policy where we try to stabilize those effects by operating in the market, trying to seek, a more stable situation, presetting the rates during a certain period of time.
Green financing, of course, has been big for Suzano as well, and you launched Latin America's first sustainably linked bonds in 2020. We know that this administration really hasn't been so environmentally focused. What's your outlook?
Yeah, today, when we issued the first sustainability-linked bond, the market was very positive in terms of low interest rate, high liquidity. So it was a benign environment to price a transaction like that. And we were able to price at a premium to the normal market by including the sustainability linked targets that we used. Today, the market is a lot more difficult. In addition to the political uncertainty, you have less liquidity, you have higher interest rates. So today is not the best environment for that. And on the other hand, we're not in the market today. We don't need to do new transactions. So, it's not an issue for us today, but we intend to come back to that market in the future.
Investors have worried a little bit when it comes to former President Lula. Perhaps we could see more interventionist policies in the markets, especially when it comes to commodities. What do you think?
In the former administration of Lula, we didn't see that. Of course, we were during a commodities boom between 2002 and 2010 during this first government. So the track record is not bad. I think there's a bit of overreaction of the market in relation to that.
And Marcelo, just quickly, what would be the biggest difference for Suzano depending on whether it's a Bolsonaro or a Lula win?
I think from the reputational point of view for the country, Brazil has not been performing well when it comes to the environmental front. And I think that may, with the continuation of the current government, you're going to see the same situation. And the potential Lula administration would be better on that front. On the other hand, it seems that the Bolsonaro administration would be more liberal, more pro-business. But it's still to be seen. The Lula track record is not bad, as I said.